The topic I'm going to talk about today is what is most parents are coming every day and they are really worried about is what should I do if it is high fever? My child is having high fever, so what should I do? Now, as you know very well, we have to be very careful because this is the time where high fever could be because of some situations which could be potentially dangerous. Okay, something mainly we are talking about dengue. All right, also high fever with other conditions. There could be conditions like malaria. So how? But at the same time, what we are finding now is that children are having a lot of viruses as well. Most of the viruses are mild, but some could be dangerous as well. Okay, the child could be getting quite poorly with the virus, some like adeno, rhino, but the child could get very poorly. So what I'm going to address now is some of the common questions which parents are ringing me day and night, and hopefully this video, by the end of this video, you will have some clear idea what to do in a danger situation, to identify when your child really needs urgent help, and what are the situations where you can manage at home with common remedies while you're waiting to see a doctor, and so that also what are the situations you may not panic and you can manage by yourself, and when are the situations you really need to go and see the doctor. So that's the main purpose of this video. So starting first and foremost, so obviously if your child is having fever and you notice that he's otherwise playing around, if it's a small child, 2 years old, 3 years old, and he's got a runny nose, and you notice that in the school, as you know, most of his friends are having the same, even though they are coming back from holiday for a few days. Or in other case, if one of you, the parents or the grandparents or the carer, has got cold symptoms or had viral symptoms just a few days back, and after that you notice that your child has got fever and he's otherwise well, maybe just a bit of food, but he's active, he's doing his most things. These are the situations I'm again saying generally not panic, okay? Because in these cases, most likely 80 to 90% of the time, it is the virus which has been transmitted in the family or it is from the school. But again, to see how he's generally doing. Sometimes, however, if you find that obviously even though he's well, is active and well, but the temperature can in these situations as well go up to 103. We have found 104. Because unfortunately nowadays these viruses, something like adeno, rhino, these other viruses, they are also causing very high temperature. The challenge now, if it is coming to this high temperature in the next few days and the child is now, you are seeing that he's a bit drowsy, bit sleepy, not feeding that much, his urine frequency is getting lesser. So this is when your alarm bell should ring. This is when you should think, well, I need to see the doctor. This is where you would be more on alert, okay? So this is when the first thing you do in these situations is give plenty of fluids, plenty of water, warm soup while you're waiting to see a doctor. Again, the common question is the temperature is not coming down. Parents say, well, I'm giving paracetamol every 6 hourly, but the temperature is not coming down. How do I manage it? Now, the first thing you have to remember is if your child is otherwise well and active and is having 103 temperature, there is no need to panic really. You give the paracetamol, make sure it's on the right dose. Very often I'm finding that the dose is not right. Okay, so check the dose, check the frequency. It can be given 6 hourly, it can be given 4 hourly as well. Number 2, check the only paracetamol orally is not the cure. There are 2 other things you can do. Guess what are the 2 things? Number 1, why not do sponging? So you take a towel, dip it in lukewarm water, squeeze it, and then whole body sponging is what we ask you to do. You can do it 3-4 times a day, and that is very effective rather than depending only on paracetamol. So number 3, what's the third thing you can do? Third thing is give plenty of fresh fluids to the child. Fluids in different forms, because you would like variety. You can give plain water, you can give ORS, because nowadays there are a lot of packs, Tetra packs, which has got ORS, because he is dehydrated. If he's getting fever, he is getting dehydrated as well. You can give coconut water, you can give fresh juice, you can give light dal soup. So to summarize, these are the main ways why you can manage. And if you know the child is just from school and the family members have got, someone or the other has had a cold, I wouldn't panic that much. I guess you can wait and watch. But as soon as you're finding that your child is not drinking that much, he's lying around, he's not really playing, he's not even getting up from the bed, he's not interested in feeding, you find that his urine output, whereas you normally pass urine every 3 to 4 hours, he's passing urine maybe 5-6 hourly, his water intake has gone down considerably. That is when, and sometimes, as you know, in dengue you can get a rash, though nowadays doesn't follow all the textbook clinical features. Basically, any child, high fever, no obvious cause, no cough and cold, no obvious cough and cold, and still having high fever, going up to 103, 104, that would be a cause of concern. The child is not able to get up from bed, not eating food. You need to get to the doctor as quick as possible. The doctor has to check generally how he looks. As I said, he might be having tummy ache as well, because in dengue, sometimes you can get tummy ache, you can get loose motions as well. The child may get into shock before you know it. The other thing, the common mistake with parents make is they wait for the last moment. See, in these situations right now, most of the hospitals, the beds are full. There are hardly any beds available. So you have to keep that in mind, that you have to take some time in hand, that you wouldn't wait for the last moment for the child to get really bad, and then at 2 a.m. in the morning you're coming to the hospital. You try to take the child early on to the doctor, so that at least you would give a lot of fluids. Even if it's dengue positive, it can be managed at home several times, and you could probably come out of it. You could be monitored at home rather than waiting for the last minute. Thank you for your attention, and I hope this helps you to take a decision. Thank you.